Hey viewers, you're watching The Savera and I'm Vidhi Joshi. US President Donald Trump expressed strong resentment over the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, describing the situation as a horrible waste of humanity. Speaking on Monday, Trump emphasized his displeasure with the conflict, stating, "I am not happy about the whole situation. It's such a horrible waste of humanity. I believe we are going to get it settled. I have settled 7 wars. I am not happy with anything that has to do with that war." Earlier in the day, Donald Trump indicated his readiness to impose a second phase of sanctions against Russia. Responding to a question outside the White House about additional sanctions, he simply said, "Yeah, I am signaling an escalation in pressure on Moscow." This statement came shortly after US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent warned that the Russian economy could collapse if Washington and the European Union imposed more secondary sanctions on nations purchasing Russian crude oil. Bessent mentioned a recent productive call between President Donald Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission, where they discussed coordinated efforts to increase pressure on Russia. The Donald Trump administration has already taken significant steps, including imposing a total of 50% tariffs on India for its purchase of Russian oil, effective August 27. This includes an additional 25% tariff on top of an earlier 25% reciprocal tariff. Donald Trump had previously stated that he had placed secondary sanctions on India, which is the largest purchaser of Russian oil outside of China, but noted that further phases of sanctions had not yet been implemented. India, however, has rejected these sanctions as unjustified and unreasonable, defending its energy procurement decisions as driven by national interest and market dynamics. Donald Trump's comments came amid a surge in Russian attacks on Ukraine, following Russia's largest ever aerial assault involving more than 800 drones and missiles, which struck Kyiv and caused civilian casualties, including an infant. Trump voiced his frustration at the situation. Speaking from Joint Base Andrews in Maryland, he described the ongoing conflict as a horrible waste of humanity and expressed hope that it would eventually be resolved. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky welcomed the stronger international response, including sanctions targeting nations trading with Russia. In a post on X, Zelensky emphasized the significance of broad international support against Russia's aggression, stating, "Clearly, Russia is trying to inflict pain on Ukraine with even more brazen attacks. This is a clear sign that Putin is testing the world whether they will accept or tolerate this." He called for decisive action, including sanctions on Russia and individuals connected to the Kremlin, though tariffs and trade restrictions, insisting that Russia's losses must be felt to be truly convincing. Zelensky also noted that Russia's President Vladimir Putin does not want negotiations and is avoiding dialogue, with fuel shortages and economic difficulties in Russia seen as a logical response to Moscow's refusal to agree to ceasefire talks or high-level meetings. The situation remains tense, with Kyiv under prolonged air raid sirens and continuing drone attacks, highlighting the urgent need for coordinated international efforts to end the conflict. That's all for now. Stay tuned to The Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.